When you're in flight school, one of the first things they tell you is no matter what happens, always sound cool on the radios. If your plane's on fire and you're going down, sound cool on the radios, because that recording is going to be the last thing your family's going to have. And you don't want to sound like an idiot screaming going down. It sounds crazy, but that stuck with me, gave me a lot of strength. I was in the Marine Corps for 26 years, and I met my wife Kelly on the first weekend of my first week in the Marine Corps. My last year in the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with stage 3B colon cancer, and that was a big shock to us. The chemo left me with painful neuropathy in my hands and feet, and that ended my flying career, ended my Marine Corps career. February of 2019, I got very sick. It all came to a point where I just couldn't stand it any longer. Turned out that it had spread to some of the lymph nodes. So that was the first surgery, and in November of 2020, we discovered that it had metastasized on my liver. It was at that point that I met Dr. Jeyarajah through, I would say, a reference, but it was honestly 6 references, and his name kept coming up. He actually got us into surgery very, very fast, less than a week. They cut out approximately a quarter of my liver. He was able to totally remove the tumors. That's the last surgery that I've had. There's no evidence of cancer, and my blood tests are very, very clean. It's actually miraculously low for somebody with stage 4 colon cancer. As a result, I'm not doing chemotherapy. It's not prescribed. But what is required is very aggressive monitoring.
Breathing okay?
No problem.
Good. You've got a team that's watching you like a hawk. I'm looking at an MRI scan over here on Jason, and everything looks great. What we see is some surgical changes from him having had part of his liver taken out over here, and that all looks really good. His tumor that spread to the liver showed up after he had been diagnosed with colon cancer, and it was quite a while afterwards. We call that metachronous disease, which means that it's from there's a disease-free interval between the two, which is good. And that's good. The longer that is, the better. So that improves his chances of having a cure. Yes, cure. And that is the plan for him.
I never thought that my results could have been this positive. There's no evidence of cancer right now. The crazy thing about my journey that I never really expected is that I'm grateful for it. It's odd. I don't want cancer. I wish I didn't have it. I'd never wish it on anybody, but I truly do believe that this journey through discovering I had cancer, persevering through some of the surgeries and the chemotherapy and everything else, made me a better person. I decided to do what I had always wanted to do afterwards and move back home, and now I live in Texas, 2 streets over from my dad and my brothers. They're just right down the street in the next neighborhood. I'm having the time of my life.